This is one of China's most viral destinations, known as the real-life cyberpunk city. Chongqing has blown up on social media. People travel from all over the world for the sci-fi aesthetics and to catch the neon light show, to witnessing a skytrain going through a building on the side of a mountain, which attracted a lot of attention from tourists doing what tourists do best. But the real star of the show was this location. It's drawn global attention, helping Chongqing establish itself as a popular travel destination. And no, it's not just any ground floor, it's an optical illusion that messes with your senses of reality. To experience this, we need to cross over to the other side and look straight down. It feels like you're standing on solid ground and the 22nd floor at the same time. Crazy, right? Just a moment ago, you were on what looked like a normal street surrounded by buildings. Then suddenly you realize you're on top of one. The actual ground floor is way below you. So how is this even possible? And why do people call Chongqing the 8D city? To make sense of it, we need to go back in time to understand how history got us here. During the formation of Asia, China sat on one of the biggest tectonic plates, the Eurasian plate. But everything changed when the Indian plate came crashing in from the south. It slammed into Eurasia with incredible force. The result? Devastating. The landscape across Tibet and Western China was completely reshaped. The collision didn't just plow straight through, it hit resistance. To the east sat the Yangtze block, a denser, tougher chunk of crust, tucked within the Eurasian plate. It held its ground, resisting from external pressure, causing the surrounding landscape to rise, resulting in a compression zone that we now call the Sichuan Basin, where the spicy hot pot originated from. Let's take a closer look into the basin. Fast forward to around 8000 BC, Chongqing sat right here, in the middle of a hilly landscape and surrounded by mountains, where the first settlers saw this land and decided to call it their new home. Despite the land being hard to build on and tricky to get around. At first, it didn't make much sense to choose this spot, but over thousands of years, dynasty after dynasty, people began to understand its value. Chongqing's high ground acted as a natural defense against enemies, with the added support of the Yangtze River which flowed nearby, a vital transport route connecting the Far East to the West, from places like Shanghai all the way to Chongqing. Back then, the river was the city's main lifeline, the only real way in or out, turning Chongqing into a natural fortress. Chongqing soon became a trading post in China, with shipments flowing in from all over the country, using the city as a central hub. But despite this, the city was still largely undeveloped and lacked basic infrastructure. But this all changed during the Japanese War. The Japanese army gathered on a fleet of ships and set sail, advancing towards Shanghai and China's east coast. They launched a full-scale invasion, sweeping across the nation and capturing Nanjing, which was China's capital at the time. The city quickly fell under due to brutal occupation. With Nanjing lost, China had to establish a new wartime capital, deep inland in Chongqing. Throughout the war, Japan made countless attempts to invade Chongqing, but thanks to the city's high ground and surrounding mountains, with the Yangtze River as the only controlled access point, reaching Chongqing was nearly impossible, leaving them with only one strategy: to carry out relentless attacks from the skies above. But Japan was running out of soldiers, and with the US intervention, Japan had no choice but to surrender. During this period, Chongqing became the political, military, and symbolic heart of China's resistance. It saw a mass migration from coastal cities, from government officials, scientists, corporations, and artists all fled inland to Chongqing. This helped lay the foundation for Chongqing's future, sparking a push to rebuild and modernize the city. But planners were facing a big challenge. Designing a city that would fit around the natural landscape meant working with steep hills and uneven ground. With the city center rising above 300 meters and gradually sloping down to the edges of the island. Unlike most cities that are built on flat ground, Chongqing rises and falls with the surrounding mountains. This forced engineers to get creative. Building here wasn't just about laying foundations. It meant clever transitions between different levels, designing architecture that worked with the terrain instead of fighting it. Thanks to smart engineering, Chongqing's transport system doesn't just move people around. It climbs, drops, and twists through the city like a roller coaster in the sky. Traveling here is more than just a commute, it's an experience. This theme runs throughout the entire city. Slopes aren't the exception, they are everywhere. There are staircases in every direction you look, linking neighborhoods across steep terrain. Buildings cling tightly to hillsides, packed close together and leaning at odd angles, creating a dense vertical maze of life. At the city's edge, the ground simply falls away, steep hillsides dotted with staircases that help people navigate the drop. But it doesn't stop there. The city took it further by turning buildings into key access points between different levels. Take this monorail for example. It goes straight through to the side of a building, using it as a platform, where passengers can exit the station on the same level or take an elevator down to the streets below. This clever design doesn't just maximize space, it lets the city build upwards, creating more towers that double as public corridors, attracting visionary property developers who saw the potential in transforming the skyline. With projects like the Raffles City, a megastructure featuring a 300-meter long sky bridge called the Crystal, which connects 4 of the 8 skyscrapers. This forward-thinking approach has attracted wealthy business owners and investors worldwide, where the buildings themselves become part of the city's infrastructure. And that's exactly what you see here at this famous spot. Instead of adding more slopes to get around the hills, Chongqing uses buildings themselves to carry people up and down, making it easier to navigate the city's steep landscape. So next time you see a tourist wondering how they are on the 22nd and ground floor at the same time, you'll know Chongqing is not a glitch in the matrix. It's a city with rich history, smart engineering, and well thought out architecture. Thanks for watching. If this kind of urban madness fascinates you, hit that like and subscribe button for more deep dives. Have you ever been to Chongqing or want to? What other construction feats do you want us to unravel next? Drop it in the comments below.